Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. FC Barcelona's young midfield maestro, Pedri, recently had the opportunity to clarify some comments that had been interpreted by many as a subtle critique of his former coach, Xavi Hernandez. These remarks, which Pedri made earlier this year, had sparked some controversy, particularly when he suggested that the team was working much harder under the guidance of Xavi's successor, Hansi Flick. But after another dazzling performance against Brest in the Champions League, Pedri cleared the air, providing more context around his previous statements, while also reaffirming his commitment to Barcelona. The midfielder's remarkable ability to dictate the tempo of the game was on full display once again as he pulled the strings in the center of the park, showcasing why he remains one of the most exciting young talents in European football today. Barcelona's 3-1 victory over Brest was a much-needed confidence booster for the team, especially following their disappointing results in the previous two matches. With a loss and a draw in their most recent outings, the Catalan Giants were desperate to return to winning ways in Europe, and Pedri's performance helped them do just that. As the number 8 continues to shine on the pitch, it's becoming clearer that the Tenerife native has put his injury-plagued past behind him. His resilience and technical brilliance in midfield were central to Barcelona's success in the Champions League, and many fans and pundits are starting to believe that this season could be his breakout campaign as one of the best midfielders in the world. It wasn't always so straightforward for Pedri. After a series of injuries that kept him sidelined for significant portions of last season, many began to wonder if the 21-year-old would be able to recapture his form from earlier seasons. But Pedri has made a remarkable recovery, and he's looked increasingly like the player who was such a crucial part of Barcelona's midfield during their golden years. In fact, the Tenerife native himself recently expressed his confidence in his physical state, attributing his improved fitness to the team's renewed focus on fitness and conditioning under their new coaching setup. Back in September, Pedri made a statement that caused a bit of a stir when he suggested that the team was working harder than they had before, notably under Hansi Flick's leadership. Speaking to Mundo Deportivo, he said, "The new fitness coaches that have come in are really good for us. We work hard and you notice it in the games." The implication that the team was now working harder than under Xavi led some to believe that Pedri was casting a shadow over his former coach, with whom he had enjoyed a productive relationship. Pedri went on to elaborate on the new training regimen, explaining how the team had experienced significant improvements in their stamina and physicality. The team doesn't dip after the 70th or 80th minute, it maintains the same fitness levels, he said, highlighting how the new approach to fitness had directly impacted their performance during matches. Pedri also touched on the adjustments that he and his teammates had to make after returning late from international duty, following Spain's summer commitments. He admitted that the preseason was particularly grueling for the team, saying that there had been a lot of strength work, a lot of physical exercises. But despite the intense focus on fitness, Pedri claimed that the hard work paid off, as he and the rest of the squad were able to maintain peak physical condition throughout matches. However, as months passed, Pedri felt the need to revisit his earlier comments to make sure that no misunderstandings had taken place. After his stellar performance against Brest, he took the opportunity to clarify his earlier remarks, explaining that they had been misinterpreted as a criticism of Xavi. "We do different gym training. I don't want to say that before we didn't work as they have said that I said with Xavi we didn't work, it's a lie," Pedri stated emphatically during a mixed-zone interview at Montjuic. He continued, "It's just that we work in a different way, in a way that suits me, personally, much better, and I've found that way of training with tires and different things that works better for me." Pedri's comments were clear. He wasn't undermining Xavi's methods but was simply emphasizing how the changes under Flick had helped him find a training approach that worked best for him. Pedri's clarification was important for a number of reasons. First, it highlighted his respect for his former coach, Xavi Hernandez, with whom he had enjoyed success during his early years at Barcelona. Despite the differing training methods, Pedri acknowledged that the work done under Xavi had been valuable and formative. But it also shed light on the fact that the team's evolving methods were not about undermining the past but about finding new ways to improve individual performances, particularly for players like Pedri, who had battled injuries in recent seasons. It was a mature response from a player who continues to grow not only as a footballer but also as a person. As Pedri continues to mature, his role in Barcelona's midfield has become even more critical. Barcelona, who have faced their fair share of challenges in recent years, are in the midst of rebuilding their team around a core of young, talented players like Pedri. With players such as Xavi, Lamine Yamal, and Alejandro Balde also coming through the ranks, Barcelona's future looks bright. Pedri is undoubtedly one of the cornerstones of this future, and his ability to influence the game, both offensively and defensively, has become more pronounced as his understanding of the game continues to evolve. This season, Pedri has become a key figure in the team's success, not just because of his talent, but also because of his leadership qualities. Despite being one of the younger members of the squad, Pedri's presence in the midfield is felt by both his teammates and opposition players. His passing range, vision, and composure under pressure have made him an indispensable part of Barcelona's midfield engine. And his ability to recover possession and break up opposition attacks has only added to his growing reputation as one of Europe's brightest midfield stars. Looking ahead, Pedri is expected to continue being a pivotal player for Barcelona, especially as they prepare for their upcoming fixtures in La Liga and the Champions League. With his injury concerns seemingly behind him, Pedri's fitness and form will be crucial for the team as they look to challenge for both domestic and European glory. Barcelona fans can look forward to seeing more of Pedri's masterful performances in the midfield, and it wouldn't be surprising if he becomes one of the defining players of this new era at the club. In the upcoming match against his first professional club, Las Palmas, Pedri will likely start, barring any rotations from Coach Flick. With his fitness now at its peak, he is set to continue his fine run of form, contributing to Barcelona's aspirations in both league and continental competitions. Meanwhile, young winger Lamine Yamal, who has also been impressing this season, could feature as well, either starting or coming off the bench, providing additional options for Barcelona's attack. As Pedri continues to evolve as one of the finest midfielders in world football, Barcelona fans have every reason to be optimistic about the future. With a player of Pedri's quality leading the charge, the club's journey towards reclaiming its place at the top of European football seems more than achievable. The best, it seems, is yet to come for both Pedri and Barcelona. That's the end of this video. If you liked the video, please make sure to subscribe the channel for more upcoming videos.